What's up? Hello. Good morning. How are you? I know it's been a long time, but trust me, it's not you, it's me, okay? It's not your fault, it's my fault. Actually, it's really not even my fault. It's the fault of the Philippines because the internet here is hot trash. Trash. The hotels that I've been in for the past week, looking at the data, looking at the upload and download speed, absolutely impossible to do a live stream. Almost impossible just to even watch a YouTube video. It's been terrible. What's up, Ivan? How's Patia? Good morning, everybody. Blob is in the house. He said he got a free E34 BMW. Nice. Needs motor work. No way. An old BMW needs motor work. Surprise, surprise. Uh, the Philippines is fun. I do always enjoy the Philippines, but at the same time, it can be a very frustrating country. Simply the fact that, yeah, I haven't been able to do any live streams because the internet here is terrible. Absolutely terrible. But thankfully, I am still here in the Philippines for one more week, but I'm currently in a hotel that actually has pretty decent Wi-Fi. Can you guys please let me know if I'm lagging, if the audio is okay, if everything's all right? I was even concerned about this, about if I was able to do a live stream here, but the data looks like it's okay. Yeah, I hope you guys are well wherever you are. I'm currently back in Manila. So I landed in Manila 1 week ago and I left Manila and I went to a different destination. I just got back again last night. And today we're going to go into a typical CB Media rant about what is hands down one of the worst places in Asia. Like total crap, like absolutely terrible. And it's a very popular destination for foreigners to go visit. And I don't know why. If you've been around Southeast Asia, you can probably already guess what the location is. Somebody was asking if I was doing the Saigon to Singapore gumball. No, that is like somebody told me that was like $25,000 to do that rally, which is just yeah, I don't have the budget for that. But even if I did have the budget for that, they're doing it in September, like the absolute middle peak of monsoon season. Like they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. We've had this discussion on this live stream channel before. Doing the gumball across Southeast Asia in September is crazy, yo. Like seriously bad monsoons and flooding. So no, uh, even if I did have the 20 or 25,000 US dollars that it cost to do that rally, I don't think I would do it just because of the route they're taking and when they're doing it. Like it's, I don't know if I don't know if they did any research into that at all, but there's going to be a lot of really screwed up Bugattis and Koenigseggs and McLarens, and it's not just monsoon season, it is peak monsoon season. Like absolutely terrible. So we are 4 minutes in. We got 80 in the chat. Probably about the 15-minute range. We're gonna go into today's subject, which is the worst city in Southeast Asia, in my opinion. Um, yeah, 20 to 30,000 dollars, man. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's a lot of money to go on a rally. I go on my own rallies all the time. Yeah, yeah. They're gonna need if the Titanic boat got finished, that's what I would take on the rally. 100%. Gumball is 120,000. Is that right? I thought it was 20 to 30,000. There's no way it's 120,000, right? There's no way. What is the cost to go on the Gumball Rally? $40 to 50 grand? Yeah, I can attempt to blend mode. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's pretty bad. Are any of these good? I'm working on it, guys. Blend mode, lighten. That's okay. You know what? Screw it. Just make it normal. Whatever. There you go. Okay. That's you. You don't need to see what was there anyway. It was just like my closet. Yeah, you might have if you have trouble if the feed does lag, let me know. I am in the Philippines. The internet here at this particular hotel looks like it's pretty decent. Um, but generally speaking, the internet here has been absolutely terrible. Even you know, even when I was at the racetrack this weekend, um, I couldn't even upload an Instagram story. Like literally, bro, I would take a 10-second video to post an Instagram story, and it would take 30 to 45 minutes to upload an Instagram story. That is crazy. $5 toward my gumball entry. Appreciate it, dude. Now we just need how many more? 1,000 more? Man, hey, closer than I was 10 minutes ago. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Getting my car to Vietnam would not be a problem at all because my car's already in Thailand. So getting my car to Vietnam actually wouldn't be that big of a deal. Um, you just put it on a tow truck and send it there. I mean, a lot of the guys that are in Europe and the U.S., yeah, it's a big pain in the ass for them to get their cars to Vietnam, but that's not a problem for me. That's not a problem for me at all. Bernie says, is driving barefoot legal in Thailand? 100%, bro. That's, dude, every time I post a video and I'm driving my E30 and I'm driving barefoot, it blows people's minds, dude. They can't believe it. They're like, holy crap, you're driving without shoes on. And it's like, well, yeah. Like, dude, I mean, if I'm wearing flip flops and I get in a car wearing flip flops, bro, I'm taking the flip flops off. Have you ever tried to drive in flip flops? It's terrible. If I'm wearing like tennis shoes, like actual tennis shoes, I drive with my tennis shoes on. But if I'm wearing flip flops, as soon as I get in the car, barefoot driving, 100%. This like really shocks people. Like now I'm just driving barefoot just to get more comments because people just they can't they're shocked that somebody would drive without shoes on. I mean, but driving barefoot with no underwear on is illegal. I normally do wear underwear while driving. There's been a couple times I haven't, but yeah. No, I mean I could see driving an automatic with flip-flops on, but driving a manual, having to clutch and stuff, I would be worried that like part of my flip-flops would get caught on the floor mat or like something like that. Man, I just take them off. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm driving a manual transmission car with flip-flops on. In Florida, you have to take your shoes off for the driving test. Is that for real? Are you trolling, bro? That sounds like some Florida shit, though. Yeah, James, of course. I was just talking to Richie this morning. 35 degrees north. What's up, dude? I hope it's not 35 degrees Fahrenheit where you are. It's 35 degrees Celsius where I am, which, if you didn't know, that's unbearably hot. I'm actually, so for those that don't know, in 1 week from today, I will officially be in Europe. So it will be my first trip ever to Europe. Good weather. So like during the day, it's like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, it's like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Super excited. Jay's got it, man. Jay says he drives in flip flops all the time. Okay, dude. I've literally never tried it. I've literally never tried to drive in flip flops. Just I've always instantly took them off. I'll give it a try. James, nice. I just took him for a ride in my E30 a couple days ago when we were in Patia. My daughter made me stop calling my flip flops thongs. She said it sounded weird to her friends. Yeah, some people, depending on where you are in the world, some people call flip flops thongs. When I think of thongs, I think of underwear. So, yeah. Yeah, it would definitely sound weird to her friends. Ben, I am going to, my home base is going to be in Poland. So, my home base is going to be in Poland. I already rented an Airbnb in Poland for a month. But I'm also going to be going to Germany. And then I'm going to try to, yeah, some people call them slippers, flip flops, whatever. Uh, there's a drift series that goes down in Europe. This is it. Drift Masters GP. So I'm going to try to make one of their events. But really, my plans for Europe is my home base is going to be in Poland because it's very affordable there. And there's the main reason I'm going to Poland is for Alt Race. If you don't know about Alt Race, it's one of the biggest and best car shows in Europe. Like it's next level. It's probably going to be one of the best car shows as far as the quality of car builds. Probably going to be one of the best car shows I've ever been to in my life. So my main purpose of originally going to Poland was to go to Alt Race. And then currently, on this side of the world, it's so brutally hot and it's raining nonstop and it's monsoon season and it's flooding and you're constantly having car events get canceled. I decided, screw it. I'm just going to stay in Europe for a while. As most of you know, I got rid of my condo in John TM. So I'm not currently paying rent at a permanent location. I have like my TV and my couch and like some of my stuff in a storage unit in Patia. I have my cars and my motorbike parked at friends' garages. So everything's kind of just in storage, and I got 2 bags with pretty much everything I need in it, and I'm just on the road for a bit, man. And it actually feels good. It feels good to get out and just be mobile and just move around. But once I get to Europe, Poland is going to be my home base. I rented an Airbnb studio there. The price on it was definitely more expensive than what you pay in Southeast Asia, but it's definitely way cheaper than what you would pay in, America, UK, Australia, whatever. So I paid 1,600 US dollars for 1 month in a clean, modern studio apartment in Krakow, Poland, in the place you want to be, bars, restaurants, everything walkable. It was like 1650 a month for 1 month. Obviously includes internet, utilities, everything included. Has a washing machine, ready to rock. So I've heard great things about Krakow just as a destination. It's supposed to be one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Um, and it's only like a couple hours from, I think it's called Warclaw. So Warclaw is where Old Race is. And screw it, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do something different. Sometimes you need to do that. So that is a nice place in Poland, indeed. I've heard every person that has ever visited Krakow has told me it's one of their favorite places they've ever been. So screw it, I've never been. I'm going to stay there for a month. Let's see what happens. So, but after that, I'm going to go spend a couple weeks in Germany. And yes, Mick, that is the plan. I am going to go drive the Nürburgring. Finally, finally. It's been on my bucket list forever to go drive the Nürburgring. Mike, I do not speak Polish. I definitely do not speak Polish. But I don't think you need to speak Polish to be in Poland. I think every Polish person that I've ever met in Southeast Asia, they speak pretty good English. Yeah, 1650 a month is not bad. I've had this discussion before. The simple fact that I live in Thailand, I'm very spoiled for the quality of accommodations you get for the money that you spend. I think that studio apartment that I got for 1650 a month in Thailand would be half that. Uh, but that same studio apartment that I got for 1650 a month, if you went to any popular tourist town in the US, UK, Australia, it would be three, four, $5,000 a month for that studio. In many places, New York and LA, it would be $8,000 a month. So it's fine. And like I said, I'm not currently paying rent for a condo back in Thailand, so I can do that. It's no problem at all. Night Ride. Yeah, I've heard about Night Ride. I DM'd them at one point on Instagram. Talked to them at one point. So, yeah, 1650 in Pattaya, man, you get a pool villa instead of a studio apartment. But, it is what it is. Jonathan, I hope so. I need to reach out to him. I need to reach out to him. I do have some contacts at the ring already, but yeah. So we'll see. Jay says I have good friends that love Poland, but they say it's helpful to know a little Polish. Yeah, just like Thailand, I'll pick up some words. But my plan is to get there. I arrive just a couple days before Alt Race, the massive car show. So I'm sure when I go to Alt Race, I'll make many contacts. And the great thing is about being a car enthusiast and having a YouTube channel, that has almost 700,000 subscribers is once I get there, I will, make contacts and make friends and people will help me out. So it's that's the great thing about being a car enthusiast, and that's one of the best things about having my YouTube channel is I can go anywhere in the world and I instantly have local friends and I'm well taken care of. So I'm not sweating it at all. So Drift Games, that's another. Yeah, I need to get in touch with them as well. David says studio in LA not 8,000 anymore, only 6,000. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on where you stay. The area that I'm staying in Krakow is like literally like the absolute perfect location. It's a brand new studio, like all remodeled, has a washer, has everything that you need to be comfortable for an entire month. And you can you can walk pretty much everywhere. Restaurants, bars, nightlife, everything. So they're from Ireland, but they're part of Drift Masters Ireland Drift Championship. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't their shop just burn down? That's the guys that their shop just burnt down, right? Yeah, no, but I'm super super excited for Poland. I really am. I'm super 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 excited for Poland. Scott said, "Come on, men look horrible in open toes. Don't be hating on my toes, bro. I have beautiful toes. I sell photos of them on my Patreon. I'm joking. Please don't clip that." Oh, yeah. Yo, yeah. Well, the mango, yeah. I mean, you always miss Thai food, but and I'm sure I'm gonna pay a lot more money for food. I'm sure my food budget is gonna triple, but it is what it is. What's up? What's up? Appreciate 35 degrees north. Have a good day. Yeah, their headquarters burnt down a month ago. Yeah, man, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that their place burnt down. That sucks, man. Dude, that's terrible. Um, you guys probably saw the recent video on the Haggerty channel where Larry Chen went to my buddy Hing's garage. His garage burnt down like 7, 8 years ago. Shit happens, dude. Oh yeah. Where is this worst place? Guys, I just spent the past 5 days. So for those that don't know, I recently the reason I'm in the Philippines now is I came here to hang out with my friend Gino. This is Gino. I was doing an interview with Gino. So this is my friend Gino, right? So this is an interview that I'm doing with Gino. And as you can tell by looking at him, he's Filipino. So my friend Gino is Filipino, but he was born in Florida, and he's never been in the Philippines. But Gino is like a legit wheel to wheel race car driver. And Gino came to the Philippines for the very first time to compete in a 12-hour endurance race that happened yesterday at the biggest and most popular racetrack in the Philippines, Clark International Speedway in Pampanga, Angeles City, Philippines. So we arrived here in Manila 1 week ago on Monday, and we were here in Manila for a couple days. I took Gino out to BGC. If you know BGC, oh my God, BGC is so incredibly beautiful. Some people talk crap about it because they say, oh, it's not, the real Philippines or this or that. So there's Gino with his backpack, and this is us walking around BGC, right? Absolutely beautiful, bro. And then went out for a little bit of nightlife in Manila, right? It was Independence Day. It was the Philippines Independence Day. Had a fantastic time in Manila. Absolutely fantastic time in Manila. So we were in Manila for 2 days, and then it was time for us to head to Clark International Speedway so Gino could get fitted for his race seat because he's racing like this open wheel, like Formula style car. I'll show you. I'll show you the car that Gino was racing, and you have to be fitted for the car. You have to be fitted for the seat, right? So this is Gino in his race car getting fitted. This is the style of car, right? So this car is originally from Japan. So what this car is a tube chassis race car that is originally made in Japan, and there's actually quite a few of them here in the Philippines. It's completely custom tube chassis. It's a fiberglass body, and it uses a Toyota 1.5 liter four cylinder and 5-speed manual transmission that basically comes from a Yaris. So what they do is they take the engine and transmission from the front of the Yaris and they flip it around backwards, and it's mounted mid-engine with the transmission facing forward in that little, it's called a V1 race car. So Gino was competing in the 12-hour endurance race. There's like 5 or 6 drivers in that car, and they do stints that are 2 hours apiece. The race, yeah, the colors on that car was great. Their team, like their livery was really, really good. So the race started yesterday at 5:30 a.m. and it ended yesterday at 5:30 p.m. Needless to say, it was a long day. So these videos are from test day. That's why they're like vertical. It's because they're from test day. This is Clark International Speedway. So, if you do not know, Clark International Speedway is in a city called Angeles City, Philippines. And Angeles City is, it's kind of like, okay, so where that track is Clark International Raceway. Clark International Raceway is on the former Clark Air Force Base. So it's where the U.S. military was, during the war. And because there was such a large military base there, Angeles City became this thing, right? It became like it's like it's like the Philippines Pattaya. They have a walking street with nightlife and girly bars and go-go bars and strip clubs and like all this type of stuff, right? And it is absolutely terrible. It is the city itself and its nightlife district and its walking street is absolute trash. It is, bro, it is. Foreigners come from all around the world to go to this city for its nightlife, its adult entertainment, and I don't get it. It is. If you've ever been to Angeles and you've came here, why do you go to that town? Why? You know Pattaya exists. You can go to a place that's cleaner, that's more modern, that's safe. You don't have. I literally saw these little hoodlum ass kids steal a Korean guy's phone out of his pocket. The Korean guy was leaving the walking street with 2 girls. He had 2 girls, and these like little Filipino hood rat kids are like bothering him, and they reached in his pocket, grabbed his phone, and took off. It is crazy, dude. That place is an absolute shithole, and I don't understand why anyone goes there. It's terrible. Like their nightclubs, they're go-go bars. It's it's literally I've never been to a city and traveling all around Southeast Asia that I've been that disappointed in. People have always compared Angeles City to Pattaya. There is no comparison. There is no comparison at all. Food, hotels, nightlife, go-go's, bars, everything is so subpar and so expensive. It is significantly more expensive than Thailand. It is significantly more expensive than Pattaya. You pay 25 to 50% more to get 25 to 50% less. The price of hotels are insane. You're going to pay $100 to $150 for a hotel that in Pattaya, you would get that hotel for $30. It's crazy. The racetrack itself is amazing. Let me see. I'm going to show you guys some video. It's literally terrible, bro. Seriously, I've never been to a place that I've been more disappointed in. Oh, here you go. You know in Walking Street. You know in Walking Street in Patia they have like crews of break dancers. This is the This is the break dancer. This is the break dancing on Walking Street, Angeles City. Look at this guy. Get it? Get it? What? What? Go, 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 go. And bro, I don't think your mask is doing anything. Look at this guy. Oh my god, it's hilarious. Bro, it's terrible, man. Place is terrible. So where I spent most of my time, this is me and Gino. There's a little sports bar that's on Walking Street. And so here's me and Gino. And you can just sit here and have a beer and people watch, right? Yeah, that guy, I watched that guy break dance like that for 2 hours. For 2 hours. He didn't get one tip. He didn't get one single tip. He did not get one single tip, man. So one night I was sitting at that. That's pretty much where I spent all my time. Was if I went to Walking Street, I went to that bar and I would just have a beer and people watch, right? Um, and one night, well, every night I got recognized. But one night I got recognized, and one of my subscribers uh, took me out to a couple of the bars, right? Like the Go Go's and stuff. And you know, I really don't go to that stuff that often anymore. I'm kind of just over it. But if you've ever, I mean, well, I do go in Patia when I have friends in town and I'm playing tour guide. Of course, I take them out to the Go Go's and stuff like that. But if you go to a Go Go in Patia, you walk in and it has really nice sound system and it has really nice lights and it's clean and there's beautiful girls on stage, either topless or completely nude, and they're dancing, and it is fun. It's like a mixture between like a strip club and a nightclub. Bro, when I walked into the Go-Go's in Walking Street, I literally looked around and I went, "What the fuck is this? You cannot be joking. You have to be joking. This cannot be real." Bro, I walked in there and they have stages full of girls, and these girls are wearing tennis shoes, jeans, t-shirts, and they're sitting Indian style on the stage, sitting on the stage, scrolling on TikTok on their phones. They're like eating dinner, like just literally sitting on the stage, just eating dinner, or just like literally just standing there. I saw girls in hoodies. They were wearing jeans and hoodies, bro. They literally looked like they just left the mall and walked into the go-go and just walked on stage. No dancing at all. Just standing there like this, just like staring at you. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is this? Is this real? Like it's unbelievable that someone would buy a plane ticket, fly to Angeles City, pay $100 a night for an average hotel, and go there for that when Patia exists. It blows my mind. I don't understand. It's terrible. It's literally, it's honestly the worst place that I've been in Southeast Asia. Like, I'll take Phnom Penh, Cambodia over that. Like, it's just, and I'm not just talking about Walking Street itself. Like, the area around Walking Street, Angeles City as a whole, is just terrible. Clark is decent. Like, Clark, where the racetrack is, and all of that is like new, and there's some nice hotels over there and stuff. But yeah, the girls do speak English. But yeah, if you're going to a place to go to like a strip club, like bro, are you having in-depth conversations about the state of the economy with a stripper from Southeast Asia? Like like um I guess if you really want to have some in-depth conversation with your go-go girls, then yeah, I guess the Philippines is better. But it just blows my mind, man. Owen, I have never ever, Owen, not one time have I ever walked into a bar in Thailand and seen girls on stage on their phone, standing there on their phone. Not one single time. I've never once seen it. I've never once walked into a go-go in Thailand and seen a girl on stage with her phone in her hand. Never seen it. Not one time. Here, all of them are on their phone. Or literally eating lunch, eating dinner on stage. It's insane. Like I went in probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 of them. 4 of them I just walked in, looked around and went, there's what? And then I just turned around and walked out. 2 of them I sat down and had a beer, and I drank half a beer, and then I just paid my tab and left. And I went back to that bar, and I would just sit there and people watch. Just people watch, you know, people just going up and down the street. It was way more entertaining than being in the bar. I was at the mall, and if you want to look at pretty girls, there's more beautiful girls that are dressed more sexy at the mall than inside the go-go's. It's insane. Car guy noob. I land Monday, brother. Paul, do they speak Chad? But yeah, I mean, no. I mean, if you buy them a drink and they come sit with you, yeah, they talk to you and they speak English. But I don't know, man. It was just, I don't know. It's Angeles City, Philippines is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And like, yeah, it's you pay triple the price for hotels. The food is trash. The nightlife is terrible. Um, yeah, it's just terrible. It's a lot of people compare Angeles City, Philippines to Pattaya, Thailand for nightlife. There is no comparison. Anyway, that's my story and my typical CB rant about a city. Yeah, Garland says sounds more like a hangout than a go-go bar. Yeah, yeah. If you do end up in Angeles City, Philippines, for whatever reason, I don't know why you would go there. I was there to go to the racetrack, but it's a decent place if you just want to sit at a bar and people watch. That's what I ended up doing. Uh, my all my time on Walking Street was basically just sitting in a bar and just people watching. Teg Tube is in the house from Hawaii. Nice, man. What time is it in Hawaii right now? It's probably what, 6 p.m. maybe? Probably 6 p.m. Got 220 in the chat. Not bad, dude. Not bad at all. The piggy dance is, why do you keep traveling outside of Thailand? Thailand is the best by far. Stop trying. I know, dude. I know. But listen, man. I think it's important to leave Thailand. There's too many guys that don't leave Thailand. You know, they stay in Pattaya or Bangkok or Hoi Hin or whatever. And what happens when you don't leave Pattaya, when you don't leave Thailand, is you lose perspective. There's lots of really old, grumpy guys sitting in Pattaya that always complain about Thailand because they've lost perspective on how good they actually have it. And because they haven't left Thailand or they haven't left Pattaya in 5, 6, 8 years. They need to get on a plane and they need to come to the Philippines. They need to go to Cambodia. They need to go other places so they regain perspective on how good Thailand actually is. One of the reasons I continue to absolutely love living in Thailand and allowing the small negative things that do exist there just completely roll off my back is simply the fact that I have perspective on how good it is in comparison to other places. I think it's important to have that perspective. Too many people just, too many people just sit there and they just don't travel. I mean, I meet guys all the time that they haven't left Thailand in, 7, 8 years. And a lot of them sit around and they constantly bitch about Thailand because they forgot how good it actually is. The E36 is the Safiro of Europe. Nice. I'm down for that. I like E36s. I hate to be that guy, but Clark is not Angeles City, and Clark is Mamba Clot. AC, as we call it, is pretty trashy. I must admit. Have you ever seen Soy Six? Dude, Soy Six is way nicer than Walking Street. Soy Six is nicer than Walking Street. I'll take a night on Soy Six over a night on Walking Street, Angeles City any day. Yeah, but Clark is nice. The Clark area is nice. It's all new. Roads are nice. Hotels are nice. Have good restaurants at the hotels. The racetrack is great. The racetrack there is really, really nice. Good facilities, good racetrack. Like surprisingly good racetrack. Like I said, my buddy Gino, who's Filipino, he was shocked. He was like, "Damn, this racetrack's actually pretty nice." Kevin, what's up, dude? Yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. It's been probably a week or so since I've done a live stream, but where I am doesn't have the best internet, so we've been struggling. But this hotel is decent. Looks like it's handling the live stream pretty well. Nobody's really complaining about buffering or anything like that. So I'm in this hotel for another 5 days. And then this weekend, I'm headed to a different hotel in Manila, which also should have pretty good Wi-Fi. But I think this weekend I'm going to have a night out in Manila, and then I'm off to Europe, dude. So Monday I am officially headed to Poland. I'm gonna have to buy like some more hoodies. I have one CB Media hoodie. That's it. That $20 will buy me a hoodie, Kevin. Thank you, man. So Vietnam over Cambodia every day. I love Vietnam as well. I need to go back to Vietnam soon. I love Vietnam. Great food, accommodations, what you get for your money is amazing. You get really nice hotels for, 20, $30 in Saigon. Food is great, has good nightlife. Great, when it comes to Vietnam, great craft beer scene. If you're into craft beers, Saigon has multiple breweries that are really, really great. Huge fan of Vietnam. Yeah. Angeles City, Philippines was the topic, 100%. I don't think it's the worst place in Asia. That title might be a little much. I'm sure there's worse places, but it's the worst place that I've been in Southeast Asia, from my personal perspective and opinion. I'm sure there are worse places than Angeles City. I just haven't found them yet. I should have added in my experience to that title. Soy Six is cheaper than Walking Street. It is. It's crazy to say Soy Six Pattaya is a place that's clean or nice, but it is cleaner and nicer than Walking Street, Angeles City, Philippines. Dude, terrible, bro. Any negatives about Vietnam? The biggest negatives on Vietnam is going to be language barrier. Probably if any place you go in Southeast Asia, I'm thinking Vietnam probably has the worst language barrier if you're an English speaking person. They have probably the lowest English speaking proficiency of Southeast Asia. The traffic is really bad. The beeping of the horns constantly. There's no like public train system like the BTS train in Bangkok. But overall, Vietnam is really good. I like Vietnam a lot. You must try the LA Cafe in Manila. I've heard about that place. I've it's I normally stay in Makati, and it's a little bit far away from Makati. I've looked into it before, but I've never been. Does China have a car scene? A small one. I've heard it does. There's a couple. There was a couple Chinese guys that came. They drove their cars from China to Thailand for the Connection Thailand car show in Bangkok the end of last year. One of them had an SC 400, and they're like Chinese car influencers on one of the Chinese platforms, and they have a couple million followers. So 808 Bear, yeah, the craft beer scene in Saigon is great, man. So many great beers there, dude. Yeah, I love. No, like, dude, I want to go back to Saigon just to go back to Heart of Darkness. Man, Heart of Darkness is sick. What was funny was hilarious. As I was in Bangkok one day, so if you've spent time in Saigon and you're into craft beers, you know Heart of Darkness. I have a Heart of Darkness Kurt's IPA shirt. I bought one of the shirts, right? And I'm walking through Bangkok, and somebody grabs me, right? They're like, yo, 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 yo. I thought they were recognizing me from my YouTube. No, and they tell their friend, look at this guy's shirt. Look at this guy's shirt. And I'm wearing a Heart of Darkness brewery shirt in Bangkok. And they go, this guy owns Heart of Darkness in Saigon. I was like, no way. You got to be trolling me. And he showed me on his phone. He proved to me. He was like, that's my brewery. He was like, I've owned it for like 15 years. I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. So I met the owner of Heart of Darkness in Bangkok because I was wearing one of his shirts. It was super cool. Yeah, Blob. I put the guy's his SC 300 in my Connection Thailand video. He had that guy. He had a SC 430, like the Lexus Coupe that was on air ride, and the wheels he had, literally the spokes were dicks and balls on his wheels. Like literally, they were chrome wheels, and it was balls and a dick, and it went all the way around. He had like it was just dicks and balls for wheels. I know that's crazy, but I'm for real. Scott said he went to Angelus in 1981, $7 cover with 4 free drinks. Could dance on stage naked, much different than today. Yeah, man. Way different. Yeah. I've heard back in the day Angeles City was great. Today it's terrible. It makes no sense. It doesn't make sense to go at all. See you, Zach. Peace out. Yeah, District 1 in Saigon is great, man. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Saigon. I rented an Airbnb in Saigon for an entire month one time. I spent an entire month straight in Saigon in 2018. Now, listen, I'm not sure if any of you guys will remember this bar. Honestly, my favorite bar I've ever been to, my favorite nightlife experience that I've ever been to in Southeast Asia was a bar in Saigon. I don't know if any of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys will remember this bar because it hasn't existed for a while. If you've been going to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City for a long time, maybe that's the bar. Does anybody know this bar? This is a bar called 17 Saloon. And all the waitresses were dressed like all the waitresses are dressed like cowboys. And they're like super sexy like Vietnamese chicks that were dressed like saloon chicks, and they had the best Filipino hard rock band. They played System of a Down, they played AC/DC, Lojo. The reason I can pull stuff up on my phone like that is because I have this set up where you go into your iPhone, and if you know where you took that photo or video, yep, 17 Saloon. Yep, you guys know, never reopened. So that's how I can pull it up. 17 Saloon, they got very lucky. And so a few of you guys do know that bar. That was my favorite. That was my favorite bar in Southeast Asia. I had so many kick-ass nights in that bar. Absolutely love that place. Kevin, okay, Kevin, you know, man, yeah, Kevin, I knew you would know. They got very lucky. 17 Saloon was open for 17 years. They were open for 17 years. That bar had been there for 17 years, and they had the best Filipino hard rock band. They did not close because of COVID. A lot of people think they closed because of COVID. They did not close because of COVID. They got so incredibly lucky. They closed Paco Loco, $50 super chat. That's the best bar in Saigon, best drinks. Man, dude, it's my opinion the best bar in Southeast Asia, bro. I know that's a bold statement. That's just my personal experience. The nights I had in there were just unreal, dude. I would literally go to Saigon just to go party at that bar. I mean, it was only like an hour flight from Thailand, but there were so many times I went to Saigon just for a weekend just to go party at 17 Saloon. Absolutely love that bar. So I'm glad a lot of you guys, you know about that bar. Anyway, they got very lucky. Poco Loco, I appreciate the $50 super chat, man. Thank you. They closed about 6 to 8 months before COVID happened because their lease on their building was up and their landlord jacked their rent up an insane amount of money. So they closed temporarily to try to find another location. And then COVID happened. And then they never reopened. Could you imagine being the landlord of that building and then jacking these people's rent up after 17 years to a price point to where they had to go, we have to close, and then 6 to 8 months later, COVID hit, and then you're just screwed for years? It's like, good. That's, that's what you get. But they are actually, I'm sure they were really upset when it happened. I was upset when they announced that they were closing because I followed them on Facebook when I still actively used Facebook, and I always had I would get alerts when they made a post. They were really upset when they had to close because of their landlord jacking their rent up. But if their landlord would have not jacked their rent up, they would have been shut down for 2 years, still having to continue to pay rent. They would have been screwed, just like everybody else. So it was actually a blessing in disguise that they lost their lease. But I do wish they would reopen. Love that bar, man. 808 Bear. I am currently in Manila. Manila, but The place that I was talking about, the worst place in Asia, is Angeles City, Philippines. But I am currently in Manila. Yeah, they lucked out, man. Yeah, they lost their lease like 6 months before the situation happened. Man, they got super lucky. I think that post on Facebook's super old, Jonathan. I wish they would reopen. Great bar, and they're Filipino. Kevin will probably know. Kevin, do you remember the the female lead singer of the band they had, like the super hot, like punk rock Filipino lead singer girl? Dude, she was bad, bro. Dude, that girl was bad. Oh my God. They had two lead singers. One was this guy that I was showing you the videos from, um, but they also had a chick, a Filipino girl. She was like a punk rock Filipino chick. And dude, she could sing and she was hot. Like, oh, dude, I love that chick. Of course, yeah. Well, I haven't made my arrangements, Stagwar. I haven't made my arrangement to drive the Nürburgring yet, but that is 100% happening. I have a buddy that I met at the Thailand Super Series Bang Sand Street Circuit. I hung out with him like the entire week of the Bang Sand Street Circuit, and he owns a race shop on the Nürburgring. And he told me, he said, whenever you're ready, come. We got you. Whatever car you want to take, you're good to go. So yeah, no, no, I'm good. I'm good at the ring. It's happening. I haven't made arrangements yet. I make plans super last minute, dude. I'm not the type of person to plan far in advance. So 808 Bear. So your dad made lots of money. Happy Father's Day to your dad. My dad does okay. We were definitely not rich when we were growing up. My dad owns, for those who don't know, my dad owns a small used car lot. Sells cheap cars, like cars $5,000 to $10,000, but it's a small family business. Now these days, my dad does okay. I wouldn't say he's made a lot of money, and I wouldn't say he's rich. He definitely, we were definitely not rich growing up. Uh, that's part of where I get, that's 100% where I get my entrepreneurial spirit from, is watching my dad start multiple automotive shops and car lots and them failing and us going broke and starting another one and that one failing and going broke. And we were kind of always broke because business was always failing. But he's got some traction and doing okay now. But yeah. I will not be at the Bang San Street Circuit. Jonathan says, will you be in Bang San in 2 weeks' time? Yeah, for those that don't know, the Bang San Street Circuit, the Thailand Super Series, is happening in 2 weeks. So, yeah, for the first time in many years, I will not be in attendance to what is probably one of the best automotive, which hands down, the best motorsports event in Thailand, one of the best motorsports events in Southeast Asia. The Thailand Super Series Bang San Street Circuit happens in 2 weeks, and I will not be there for the first time in many years. I will be in Poland. Yep, I will still be in Europe then. I'm missing it this year, unfortunately. But, I've done the hot, sticky, rainy, monsoon, constantly flooding season in Southeast Asia and Thailand every year for the past 4 to 5 years. And this year I'm taking a break. I'm going somewhere that's dry and has good weather. So yeah, it sucks, man. But yeah, it's time to do something different. So it is what it is. E Zacher. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna get in touch with him soon. I'm definitely not just denouncing my father. I love my dad. My dad's awesome, dude. I talk to my dad all the time. My dad is a rock star. Tosh, to modify that truck into six wheels, it was like equivalent to like $4,000 for all parts, labor, wheels, tires, everything. It was like 4,000 US dollars. I forgot to put that in. I forgot to put that in the video. I know I screwed that up. I was like rushing that video because it was about to break out into a total monsoon. Yeah, I'm like looking at the clouds and you can like feel it in the air and it's like all hell is about to break loose. And it did about an hour after I was done with my video. Jimbo Spirit, awesome, man. Yeah, Tom's a good guy. It's difficult for me to recommend places, shops, and people to others in Thailand because just so many people have gotten scammed, and it's just it's just. But Tom's a good guy, man. Yeah, he takes good care of me. So no, I didn't mean that at all. 808 Bear. I just didn't want people to think that my dad is a millionaire and I'm a trust fund kid living in Southeast Asia off a trust fund and I grew up rich and stuff like that. Uh, my dad's still not rich. My dad does well for himself, but it wasn't always like that. Because I've had people crazy enough to accuse me of being a trust fund kid before, which is crazy. Like there was points of my life where I lived in a trailer. Like like I am not a trust fund kid, trust me. But people do accuse me of that. See you, Mango. The most economical place is Japan. Full healthcare, long visas, great girls, and gold mine for YouTubers. Yeah, I like Japan. Japan is surprisingly affordable, especially with the exchange rate. Um, I don't know. But the problem with Japan is like Japanese people are nice and everything, but they're just very reserved. I like Filipino and Thai people. They're just very outgoing and friendly and always laughing, and they just have that positive attitude. And it really, being around people that have such a positive attitude, like Filipino people and Thai people that are constantly smiling and happy, it rubs off on you and makes you a happier person. The Japanese people are, I'm not saying they're unfriendly or anything like that, but they're just when you're in Japan, it's like just everybody's just like robots and they're just like so focused on what they're doing. It's, I don't know. Yeah, 4K to do it to modify that into a 6x6 is cheap. 100% it is cheap. Jonathan says, I want to be a trust fund kid. You don't want to be a trust fund kid, bro. There's plenty of trust fund kids over here, and they have no appreciation for money or success because they never had to work for it. It's always there. I would never want to be a trust fund kid. Uh, they have no perception of what success is like because they just get money dumped into their account. They don't have to work for anything, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's trust me, I love Japan. For those that don't know, in 2017, I spent 2 months in Tokyo. So I've spent, it's been a long time since I've been in Japan, but I've spent a good bit of time in Japan. Um, and I do have lots of contacts there. And I do need to go back. I might possibly go back maybe in like September, maybe. It's not too hot, not too cold. And again, we talked about this when it comes to the gumball rally. September in Thailand, bro, it rains and floods nonstop. It's terrible. So I might peace out to Japan for September. Roads of Japan, very fair reply. 6 years in Japan, and you're on point, but at the same time, it depends on who you have around you. 100%. Yeah. You know, if you're in Japan and you live there and you can put the time and effort into building a circle of friends, then you're fine. But you know, if you just show up and like I said, I spent 2 months in Tokyo in 2018, and I came from Bangkok to Tokyo, and I thought Tokyo was great. It was very modern. It was very clean. Probably one of the safest cities in the world. It's beautiful, but it just everybody was just so like you know, focused on what they're doing and like just going from A to B, and it's no one's smiling, no one's happy, like no one like, you know, I love the fact that in Thailand and Philippines, you know, you walk in somewhere and you say hello and you smile at someone and they smile back, and it creates positive vibes. It doesn't mean I don't like Japan, because I love Japan. Japan's awesome. And I do need to go back. Yeah. Urban beekeeper. I bought a house in Yokohama when I was stationed there. Loved every second in Japan. That damn nice, dude. Yeah, I love Japan too. I do. I really do love Japan. It's just a different experience. You know, it's Asia, you know, and people it's so funny that people think every country in Asia is like so similar just because that's Asia and this is Asia. But Japan and Thailand cannot be any different. Vietnamese is the same. You know, actually, Vietnamese is that's one of the downsides of Vietnam is Vietnamese people aren't as overly friendly as Thai or Filipino people either. Um, but Vietnamese people are nice as well. But you just have to like, you know, at first they're more reserved. But the Japanese people are even more reserved than Vietnamese people. With the Japanese people, you really have to get to know them before they really take an effort to speak to you, if that makes sense. Yeah, I went to Japan for the Tokyo Auto Salon. One thing that sucks about my time in Japan is I was there for the Tokyo Auto Salon. So I was there in January and February, and bro, it was so cold. It was so incredibly cold. So I want to go this year when there's a little bit better weather. So, but guys, we have 218 in the chat. We've been live for a little over an hour. Despite having a good amount of people in the chat, I'm going to have to end this live stream. It is Monday morning, and I got stuff to do. So I got to get caught up from this weekend. I got to transfer a bunch of files and get some work done on my computer, check in with my guys on Patreon, and get caught up on emails and work on a new design for the CB Media apparel line. So it is 10:23 a.m. here in Manila, in Philippines, and I got a long day. I got a lot of shit to do. So thank you for being here on this live stream with me. If you're watching it on replay and you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate the support. Everybody that sent a super chat, thank you so much for supporting what I do on the CB Media channel. And I'll catch you guys in another live stream very soon. I promise I won't be